Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska zone 5B. It is not that nice outside right now and I don't have any seeds I need to start, so I thought I'd talk to you about how I store and inventory my seeds. I have a whole video up about how I plan out my garden and the spreadsheets and the journals and everything involved in all of that. So I will link that in case you're a little bit of a nerd and like to see that kind of stuff. But some of those same themes go into me organizing and inventorying my seeds. I have, 6 different containers of seeds of various different types to help me just categorize and keep my brain organized in a method that just makes sense to me. I have a whole container of peas. I have 2 separate containers of carrots and carrot tape. Of course, that's upside down, but I've got beans. I have my flowers. Oh gosh. And then I have my food. So I can step you through each of these and I will show you my inventory list and how I track all of that. I know this is excessive. My brain is excessive. A lot of these are just photo storage containers of various different types. I will definitely link all of them. I find for me that this kind of organization system just makes sense because it keeps them protected from water. It keeps them protected from any kind of humidity or anything like that. So this is what I have gone with. You do you. I did create all of the labels myself with my Cricut because if I have it, why not use it? But otherwise, I will just step you through each of these containers. I probably won't show you everything I have in each container, just kind of explaining each container. And then I will jump over to my inventory list. Okay, so this is going to be the interesting part. I can only move my desk camera so far and let you see so much. So you might not get to see some of the whole containers of all of these, but I will quickly step you through what I can show you. So this is the first container. This is the pea container. This holds all of my different types of peas in these containers. I don't have these individually labeled because I don't know how my inventory is going to change over the years as I find what I really like. But the thought process is I can just throw the peas just right in the container and then take what I want out with me into the garden and it's all good. So these are all the peas. I did throw the cowpeas in here as well. The reason I did this is because my bean container is completely full and so I didn't necessarily have room for these, and because there's pea in the name, I figured my brain will associate that even if they aren't technically the same thing. Next, I have my carrot and my carrot tape containers. I showed how I made my carrot tape in another video. I will link that in case you want to check that out. I'm not actually going to open this for you. I mean, you can literally see everything in both of these containers. I originally got this set just for the seed tape, but I figured since I'm already storing the seed tape in this kind of container, why not just throw all of my carrots in the extra container I had? If I decide to change my method, I can. I can simply remove the label and do what I want, but for now, this is working. So when I'm planting, I can just take this whole container out with me and it'll be good. Okay, my beans. You can almost see the whole thing in frame, but not really. So this is my bean container. See if I can open this without smacking the camera. I haven't quite completely figured out the organization for this one. This is actually a new container for me. I just got it. I might be removing these dividers. I don't know. I might leave the dividers in and break it up between runner beans and bush beans. But for now, it's the same as the peas. I just have the beans just thrown in the container with their packages. And then I can just go through and search for them. Once again, these aren't labeled, but I keep a variety per container so that I can save the seeds and I can keep them separated that way. Then we have the food container. It's nearly impossible to show this whole thing in frame. I'm gonna move it out of frame so I can open it and I can show you how I've got each of these subdivided. You can kind of already see because it's clear, and that's kind of why I got this in the first place. So these are each of my categories. I've got melons, squash, herbs, cabbage, spinach, radish, onions, lettuce. This is my other container. And then I subdivided my tomatoes because I have so many stinking tomatoes. I've got light slicers, I've got dark slicers, I've got Roma, I've got snackers. And then the special is like my ground cherries. And when I used to have tomatillos, they would be in there as well. And then the hot and the sweet are my different pepper varieties. Each of these just has everything of that variety thrown into it. You've probably seen some of these containers when I have been doing my seed starting. But once again, it's just one of those things. If I know I'm starting onions, I can just grab the onion container and take it with me. And maybe if I'm starting them, I can make the decision there, which I'm actually gonna be starting. Or say for the cabbage, I can just take the cabbage container outside and I can direct sow when I need to. Now it's the same kind of setup for the flowers. Technically, it's the same style of case, but I think it's a different brand, so it opens and closes slightly differently, and the little containers inside are a little different, but it does the same thing. Here we've got it mostly divided up by type. I've got zinnia, sunflowers, nasturtium, marigold, calendulas, straw flowers, dandelion, my other category. There always is an other category because sometimes I just have something that just doesn't make sense anywhere. I've got my milkweed, my grasses, my cover crops, my morning glories, my foxglove, sweet williams, hollyhocks, and then of course my poppies. And then once again, you can see all of the different types are within each of these containers. It's a little bit self-limiting, so I don't overbuy on seeds. If it doesn't fit in the container, I probably shouldn't be buying more of that thing. But with that, I can go over and I can show you on the computer how I keep track of what I have already and what I need so that I'm not overbuying or buying the same thing multiple times from multiple different places. So this is my seed inventory list. As you can see at the top, I've got it categorized by different types. Of course, I've got my food category. I've also got my garlic since I order seed garlic and I want to keep track of when I've ordered it so that I know I can expect that order to come in. Same with potatoes. And then we've got flowers. Retired is just seeds that I no longer wish to use. So there is a special box in a special corner that I throw those seeds packets in. And so later when I have a friend or if there is some kind of community event of a seed swap or something, I have that box that I can just take with me. And then my purchase is a list of all the things I need to purchase. And my days to harvest is just my running catalog of how long it is to harvest for a lot of the seed varieties that I have, so that when I am making up my garden journal for the year, I know when to expect the harvest to start to come in. So here in the food category, I did break things up by color so they're more distinguishable. And then I also have where I purchased it, when I purchased it, and if I've saved seeds, when I've saved seeds. So the first category is the beans. And as you can see, I've got a lot of different bean varieties. The beans are the ones in which I have felt most comfortable saving from since I'm still relatively new at gardening. So you can see I've saved the tongue of firebush beans, both last year and the year before. And I only purchased them that first year, 2021, and I've just continued to grow off of those. But as you can see, all the same categories that were in all of those containers are also in each of these, and you can see the store, when they were purchased, so that when I am on the computer and I am looking at those beautiful seed websites, I don't accidentally buy something that I don't need or I already have. So that's just that kind of category. All of this is pretty much the same across each of the different tabs. So when I go to garlic, you can see what okay, so garlic and potatoes are going to be a little different because I'm keeping a running catalog year by year because I use up all of my seed garlic and I use up all of my seed potato each year. So I don't really need to keep an inventory log of that. This is more of, okay, what did I grow last year and where did I get it from? So maybe this year I can go back and get it from the same places. Or if those places are out of stock, I know what kind of variety I want and I can look that up someplace else. So as you can see in 2021, I got 3 different varieties of garlic. 2022, I ordered 6 different varieties. And those, of course, are what is going to be coming up this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Same with potatoes. That first year, I got some from my mom. They were the leftovers from her church garden. And then subsequently, the last couple of years, I have ordered my own seed potatoes. I really like the Magic Molly. I don't know, I just like purple potatoes. Flowers are set up exactly like the food category. I've got them divided up by category and then by store they came from, when they were purchased or when they were saved. All of that. My retired list, at this point, I have given all of these seeds away. I don't have them in my stockpile anymore. But you can see this divider line in the middle of the list is actually my year divider line. So everything above that is from 2021 and everything below that is from 2022. I probably grew them and decided that I no longer wanted to grow them, and that's why they were given away. A lot of times I just get those free packets, which is a beautiful concept, but it's not always what you want to grow. So in my why category, sometimes I list that as well. I like to keep that why, and I like to keep this list with me instead of deleting them after I've gotten rid of them. Just in case I am encouraged in the future to try that variety again, I can quickly go to this list and be like, oh yeah, this is why I didn't like this. So maybe it isn't a good idea. My purchase list is ever evolving, ever expanding, ever contracting. So I've broken it up by seed provider. So there are certain things from Johnny's that I want every year, and I kind of keep it on this to purchase list. So the onions that I want, there are a couple of tomatoes that I've been eyeballing for a little while. I like to keep the link on hand so I can just quickly click on that link if I finally decide to purchase them. So I can go straight there and I don't have to do a lot of searching and trying to find them. So I've got things from Johnny's, from Park Seeds, from Row 7, which I just got this in, so I can actually delete that. M.I. Gardner, Seed Savers Exchange, Botanical Interest, Floret, Eden Brothers. I am thinking about purchasing from Tomato Fest in the future, so there's a list of tomatoes that I am thinking about picking up from them. And then the other category is just things that I've been hearing from other gardeners, or somehow I stumble across the variety name on the internet or just talking to someone. I put it on this list because I don't exactly know who to get it from, but I know I possibly want it in the future. So it goes onto this list so that when I am buying seeds again for the coming year, I can look for those in the places that I normally purchase seeds. And then last but not least, this day to harvest. I just have all of the varieties I have grown before, either the day to harvest from the back of the packet, or I've done an internet search. Sometimes they don't have it on the packet, and that drives me nuts, especially when I am trying to figure out when the harvest is possible. So I keep this running list here so I'm not constantly going back to the internet and trying to figure these things out. So I don't know if any of that was helpful in any way or if it was interesting. I just thought that I would come on here and just show you what I do, especially so that I have the record of it. If my systems change over the years, I can kind of look back and see, okay, this is where I started out and this is where I am now. I kind of like that concept of the internet so that I can just look back and I have a record of everything. Am I gonna have this many containers in the future as I slowly figure out what I actually like growing? I'm not in this newbie novelty stage of I need to try everything so I can find what I like. I don't know, but here we are. I would love to hear what you guys do for your seed inventory, how you store them, how you keep track of what you have. If you're more free and artistic with what you do, I have seen so many interesting kind of concepts. I've seen these plastic photo containers. I have seen the sleeve inserts in binders. I've just seen people who have boxes that they just have this ability to have all the information up in their brain and they know exactly where everything is. I find that fascinating. My brain, unfortunately, does not work that way. I do know that coming up fairly soon, I'm going to be starting my tomatoes. So if you want to join me on this journey as I am starting my seeds, subscribe down below, hit that bell, do all the things to get all of the notifications. And I hope to see you guys again in another video. And I heard your beautiful faces.